Lesson Friday episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. So this week for me, we as a family, but me as well, we had some stressful days. A couple of them that were more stressful than we would have liked them to be, and nothing too serious in the grand scheme of things. And that's what the life lesson is that we're getting stressed out about these things. And my son, who is in the middle of one of these issues, we just had several stack up at once, said, "But it's not the end of the world." And I had to step back when he said that and say, he's right in that it's not the end of the world. His situation still had gravity to it and he still had to change some behaviors. But in the grand scheme of things, the mistake that happened that created the drama, that created the issues, that none of that led to the end of the world. And what he needs to understand is that that decision puts him on a path and changes his path. But granted, that path can always be changed again. And that's the thing I think we have to remember sometimes when we're in the heat of trying to help someone who we love understand that they made a mistake, that they made a poor decision, especially when it's our kids, we tend to forget how maybe not serious it is. And I'm not trying to say that the situation wasn't serious because it was very serious. But it also, as he said, it wasn't the end of the world. And that's it's one of those phrases that like it's funny because we say it almost in a sarcastic way. It's almost like when you have somebody that does something really hard or and you go, but did you die? Right? Like you it was really hard, but you didn't die, right? It's not the end of the world. We can overcome so many things. I think it's the other side of that. There's so many things that we can overcome, but yet sometimes we get stuck in this, I'm this way and there's no way I can change it, and I'm just down and I'm just out and life just sucks and there's no way for me to get out of this. But we didn't die yet. We will someday. But if we're still trying to get through that, we didn't die yet. It hasn't been the end of the world yet. And so there's always the next day. If we wake up, we have the opportunity to change. We have the opportunity to make different decisions. We have the opportunity to change our path. And I think that perspective sometimes we forget when we're in that heat. And granted, we're in that heat because that situation is very serious. It's very dramatic. There's a lot of moving parts to it. And some of that is taken out of our control because there's authority figures that are in play that have to be in play because that's their role. And so we have to learn from those things and learn from them quickly sometimes so that the next day when we wake up, we can change our path back or we can change to a different path. We can get off that road that bad decision put us on and we can move away from that. And that one little change, as I've talked to so many people on my podcast, so many experts about whether it's health or exercise or finances or so many different things that if you make one little small change per day and just keep compounding that, it's a small little change from your path. It's a small, 1 degree change in the direction that you're going. But over time, that gets farther and farther and farther away from your starting point. And so it may not seem like you're making big, huge steps and leaps and bounds from where you were to where you want to be, but it's just one step at a time. And it's 1 degree of change at a time. It's just a simple movement. And as long as it's not the end of the world, and as long as we didn't die doing it, we got a good chance of overcoming the things that have happened to us and getting back on the path that we want to be on. in reaching whatever it is that we want, that we determine, each individual of us determine is the thing that we want out of this life. We have the chance to get it. We have the opportunity to get it. If we just keep that faith that it's still there and this possibility of being able to get there is still there. So that's the Life Lesson Friday for this episode. It's basically like you didn't die yet, and it's not the end of the world yet. So you absolutely have the opportunity to still make changes for the better in your life.